It is the first meeting of the season between the Edmonton Oilers and the Pittsburgh Penguins. It's McDavid versus number 87.
Connor, it will be the 8th meeting between yourself and the Oilers against Sidney Crosby and the Pittsburgh Penguins. What do you remember about the first time when you were up against Sidney and Pittsburgh?
Definitely remember. We were in Pittsburgh. I was really excited about the game, obviously getting a chance to play. A guy I looked up to a long time growing up, and I think every player has that one guy that they're looking forward to playing, and Sid was that for me. I'm a guy that always kind of gets a little nervous or anxious for games, so maybe a couple more going up against him for the first time.
Crosby and McDavid up against each other for the drop of the puck.
I remember being ready for that opening draw and all excited, and he snapped it back. Just didn't even have a chance for it. So kind of funny to look back on that.
There's a generation of players that look up to Sidney Crosby. The list might be long, but what are some of the reasons that you look at him as a role model, not only as a player, but also as a person?
Yeah, I mean, he's 10 years older than I am, so I would have been 7, 8 years old when he was going through the whole draft process and seeing him go number 1 and play his rookie year and all that. Obviously, I was a young kid, and I loved the game and wanted I wanted to be the first overall pick and do all the type of things he was doing, and obviously to see his career unfold. And he's got cups and gold medals and everything that you kind of ever want to do as a player. So he's kind of been a good role model.
Sidney Crosby, Connor McDavid, drafted first overall, 10 years apart. They are generational talents.
There's a photo when you played with Erie of yourself, Sidney and Mario Lemieux. What was kind of the build-up and what it was like for you to be in the kind of in the middle of these two guys?
Yeah, we was playing just down the road there in Erie, kind of an hour and a half away or something like that, and we would sneak away to a couple of Pens games every now and then, and yeah, it was a cool experience.
Do you remember where you were and what your reaction was like when Sidney Crosby scored the golden goal in the Olympics in 2010?
I think we had a game or something like that in the morning, and everyone kind of went back to someone on the team's house, and there was a lot of people there, and obviously just feeling that excitement in the room and the tension before, and kind of the joy when Sid scored was big. So I think every Canadian will remember where they were in that moment.
Wouldn't we love to see an Olympics with Sid and Connor together?
What will it be like to play in the Olympics and be alongside Crosby as well as Canada's greatest hockey players?
For every Canadian kid, they want to play in the NHL, and right behind it is playing the Olympics and represent your country. And maybe I'm a little biased in this, but I think hockey is a massive piece to the Winter Olympics, and to have NHL guys back there and have the best play against the best, it's exciting. To represent my country and, like you said, play with those great other Canadian players. It's going to be good.
Always a special moment with Connor McDavid goes up against Sidney Crosby. This is one of those games you circle on your calendar because you love to watch these two play.
As you and the Oilers get set to take on Crosby and the Penguins, is it a lot different feel from the first time, but still somewhat special to take on Sidney and the Penguins?
Well, I mean, they're a team that's had a ton of success, and obviously that's what we're trying to replicate. So for us, it's always exciting playing the Pens, and a good test for us, and obviously always a good test anytime you get to play against a guy like Sid.